everyone, welcome to Joy's Insource channel. In today's video, we're diving into a very important topic, the Neoclassical Theory of Development. If you've ever wondered how some countries get rich, while others stay poor, this theory might have the answers. We'll break it down in simple terms, so whether you're a student or just curious about how economies grow, then stay tuned. Let's begin with the origin of the theory. The Neoclassical Theory of Development became widely known in the 1950s and 1960s, thanks to the works of two key economists, Robert Solow and Trevor Swan. Their goal was to explain long-term economic growth using a few simple factors: capital, labor, and technology. This is why their model they created is often called the Solow-Swan growth model. What does the theory say? The Neoclassical theory argues that a country development depends on three major factors. One, capital accumulation. It refers to the investment in things like factories, tools, machines, and infrastructures, like roads and buildings. The more a country invests in a physical capital, the more productive its business becomes. This helps the economy grow by allowing business to produce more goods and services. 2. Labor growth. This is all about the size and productivity of the workforce. A larger and more skilled workforce can increase the output of the economy. As workers gain more education and experience, they became more efficient, contributing to a greater economic output. 3. Technological progress. This is the game changer. As countries develop and drop new technologies, they become more productive and efficient. Technology helps businesses make better products faster and with less cost. Without technology, growth would be limited. According to the Neoclassical theory, technology is the most important factor because technological progress creates long-term growth. It leads to innovations that transform industries and increase overall productivity, which drives sustainable development. Let's quickly look at some key assumptions behind this theory. These assumptions are essential because they explain how the theory works and help us understand its limits. Number 1, competition. First, the theory assumes that markets are competitive. This means that businesses and consumers can freely compete without interference. Think of two local coffee shops. They are free to improve their products, offer better prices, or introduce new services to attract more customers. This competition encourages businesses to improve and innovate, which drives economic growth. 2. Rational behavior. It also assumes that people and businesses act in a rational way to maximize their own benefits. For example, when you shop for the best deal, you are making a rational decision to get the most value for your money. Businesses make similar decisions. They aim to maximize profits for offering what customers want at the best price. 3. Technology and capital. The theory assumes that technology improves over time and that capital investment like factories or infrastructure drives growth, but over time, the returns from capital starts to diminish unless technology improves. So now, let's look at 4 key concepts of the Neoclassical theory. Number 1, free markets drive growth. First, let's talk about free markets. The Neoclassical theory says that when businesses are allowed to compete freely, the economy grows. How? Well, think about it like this. If 2 ice cream shops are next to each other, they will try to attract customers by offering better prices or new flavors. This competition forces businesses to be better, and that benefits everyone. Customers get lower prices and businesses get more efficient. The economy grows naturally when businesses are free to compete. 2. Capital investments. This means that for an economy to grow, a country needs to spend money on things like factories, roads, and education. The more a country invests in this space, the more productive its businesses become. Think about it like start a bakery. If you invest in a better ovens and train your workers to bake better, your bakery can make more products and sell more, which grows your business. Similarly, when a country invests in infrastructure and human capital, it makes its business more productive, which helps the entire economy to grow. 3. The role of technology. In the Neoclassical Theory, technology is a big driver of economic growth. The more advanced technology a country uses, the more efficiently businesses can produce. For example, let's say a bakery uses an old oven and another bakery uses a new, faster oven. The new oven helps the second bakery make more cakes in less time. The same ideas applies to the entire economy. Technology increases productivity, which leads to growth. 4. Limited government intervention. The last big idea is about the government. According to the Neoclassical Theory, government should not control the economy too much. In fact, the theory says that businesses should be free to compete and innovate without too much interference. The invisible hands of the markets would naturally guide resources to where they are needed. The government's role should only be to step in when there is a problem, like pollution, or if one country controls everything. That's monopoly. So what are the key steps to growth for developing countries? The Neoclassical Theory suggests that developing countries can grow faster by focusing on a few key strategies. The first one, increase savings and investments. More savings leads to more investment in machines and infrastructure, which boosts productivity. 2. Adopt modern technology. Developing countries can borrow or import advanced technologies to improve their industry. 3. Improve education and skills. Skilled workers can use technology more efficiently, driving productivity and growth. 4. Encourage private sector growth. Encouraging competition leads to innovation and efficiency, which boosts the economy. 5. Create stable economic policy. Stable policies with low inflation and strong institutions attract investments and promote growth. That's why many developing countries focus on industrialization, education, and technology transfer as part of their development strategy. Now, let's look at some criticism of the Neoclassical Theory. Of course, while the Neoclassical Theory is widely accepted, it has its own criticism. One major issue is that it often ignores inequality. In the real world, when economies grow, the benefits aren't always spread equally. Some people, businesses, or regions will grow wealthier, whilst others may be left behind. The theory also doesn't account for historical factors like colonialism, which may have set back the development of some countries. Additionally, the theory assumes that markets are always perfect, but in reality, markets can fail. Sometimes, government intervention is needed to fix these issues. In conclusion, the Neoclassical Theory of Development explains growth through capital, labor, and technology. It emphasizes that while investment is important, long-term development mainly depends on technological progress and innovation. Understanding this theory helps us see why countries must invest not just in buildings and machines, but in ideas, research, education, and better ways of doing things.